right here. Alright, a video about celebrating the birthday in a very special and different way. So this year, I finally did something that felt really, really good for me and felt right, because before that, all these other years, honestly, I wasn't a fan of my own birthday. I used to celebrate it when I was like a little kid in school, and I think it was mainly because it was celebrated by like my family, and they would invite friends for me. But then when I grew up, I actually couldn't connect with that much, and usually because it's summer, like middle of summer, when I was a student, everyone would be gone at that day, so there was like no one to spend time with. So eventually, with years, I stopped doing anything for the birthday. So this year I accidentally found something online, and I decided to read about it and research more, and the more I was reading, the more I felt how this is exactly what I've been looking for, possibly all other years before. And it's nothing really super complicated or mystical. It's actually a method, well, practice, that is a part of astrology, so it has astrological roots. So what do we do? Birthday time and date is actually very, very, very important for every person, because it's basically when you appear on this planet Earth, right? And whether you believe in stuff like that or not, this is basically when your soul comes out in a human bodily form and decided to live as a human in this world. So if you kind of really think about it, it's a very important moment of your life, and it probably is a good idea to celebrate it or do something very meaningful for yourself during that time and day. It is believed that sometime before birthday and sometime after birthday, they say approximately from like 4 to 2 weeks, an individual who is having a birthday, they will be very, very vulnerable, and they will be very susceptible to all kinds of accidents, and it's basically a dangerous time for a person, so they have to be very careful with that. And I know that there are many cases when people are actually dying right, like a few days right before the birthday, and you can find out about it if you research like celebrities or people that are well known. They often die right before the birthday. It actually happened kind of with my grandmother too. She died before her birthday. So so what do we do? What's the ritual? It is a ritual. First of all, it is good. It's not necessarily like super important, but it would be really, really good if you can find out what's your solar time, because the ritual is called celebrating a solar birthday. The solar time in astrology is the time when your zodiac sign enters the sun right at the moment when you were born. So you have to calculate that. If you have an astrology friend, or you're into astrology yourself, you can do that. I found an online calculator, and you just have to do some simple math and you can figure it out. So I did it, and preferably that's the time where you need to do it, when you need to do it. But you can just do it at that day, the day of your birth, just starting from the early morning. So the principle is starting from the day of your birth, and 12 days after that you kind of create a basement for your next life, for 12 next years of your life. So for 12 consecutive days you do certain stuff, certain actions or rituals that would then affect your life in a good way. They would program your life. So basically you're being an active creator of your own destiny during that time. And that's why another name of this ritual is called astro magic, is when you actively creating your own life. So you're kind of manipulating the stars or circumstances or whatever by programming what's going to happen to you in the next years. So two very cool and important times for solar birthday celebration is when a person is turning 33 and 66, because those are considered the strongest ones. So if you do that when you're turning that age, it's going to be very, very, very cool. So there are a few steps here that they suggest you to do, which I'm going to have to read a little bit. Basically just think of it as a very sacred, special day. So, you know, like if you have a ritual that you need to perform, or some kind of, you know, very special celebration that you do, how would you prepare? You probably, you know, make sure that you have everything you need ready in advance. So the way most people celebrate it, which is with lots of probably partying and inviting a lot of friends, going out and drinking and very loud and socializing, is, according to that ritual, is not really a good idea, because during that time, when again your body is again kind of repeating that pattern of going out into this world, because it kind of remembers, your soul and body remembers that time when it happened. You might not even feel good. Like that happens to me all the time. I feel super blue and sad, maybe slightly depressed, like about a week or two before my birthday, and I feel uneasy. You might feel the same way, because it's just a very, you know, it's very tough time. So you have to be actually very careful about what you're doing on that day, and going out and being, you know, socializing with people may not be a good idea, because people will be able to affect you easier and deeper and faster than normally they would, because you don't have any kind of protection during that time. Instead, it would be better to actually go away somewhere, preferably, like ideal scenario would be to just get away somewhere just on your own, I don't know, to some retreat, or if you have a cabin, go there, or a spot where you'll be just by yourself. You won't be influenced or affected by anyone else, and you can have all the time for yourself. So that would be perfect. But usually there are a few steps you can do. So when the time comes, the day of your birthday, you would need to, maybe about an hour before that, you need to take a shower and put something new and clean, some new and clean clothes. Of course, it's good if you turn off all your electronic devices, all your phones, anything that will connect you to the outside world. Before that, it would be probably better to let everyone know that that's what you're going to do, even though it's not advisable to let people know that's what you're doing only sometime after, which is what I'm doing right now. Just like let everyone know that you're not going to be available for some time. That's probably the easiest way. So, and then drink some clean water, maybe a glass of water, and then find a place where you're comfortable. I mean, it can be even your own bedroom, as long as no one is disturbing you. Light a candle and kind of go and meet your own self. So if you know the time of your solar, close your eyes and meditate really good, and you can start doing it actually 12 minutes before the solar time, and during this 12 minutes you can think of what happened to you in the past year. You know, what are the things that you want to change, just maybe do some conclusions. And then when the time comes, the solar time, that's when you start meditating for what you want to have and see in your life and future for the next 12 years. In case of when you're turning 33 and 66, it's going to be next 33 and 66 years. So after that, what you do is you start programming your life. So every day is dedicated to a certain area of your life or a certain house in astrology, to your family, your relationships, your work, health, finances. All of them are dedicated to something. And so during each day you do a ritualistic amount of some ritualistic actions that would symbolize that area in your life, and or if you want to change something. And I'll probably write about it more because it's a lot of talking. But you take every day very, very carefully and with full of awareness. You do a certain amount of things that will program that area of your life in the future. As an example, let's say if you want to have more money, you would need to find a way how you can maybe earn a little bit just that day, or you can maybe ask for someone who owes you money, or do something about money, or maybe buy a new wallet or something like that. That would symbolize that you did that for that particular purpose. So yeah, and then 12 days you're doing that, and the end of it, you can just start living regularly. However, they recommend that you can actually even align your next 12 months with each area again, so just to kind of reinforce it. So each month will be dedicated to a certain area again. It's also good to have a diary of what happened during that day, because that's how you will know what actually will happen during that month for the next year. That's what I'm doing. So I find this way of celebrating birthday very, very, very meaningful. I mean, I don't know how else to say that. It's very spiritual for me, and it has a lot of sense. And it's definitely something that I'll be doing from now on, because I felt really good. I felt like I'm actually actively trying to create my life, my destiny, and it felt amazing actually. So I hope you like it, and I hope you give it a try. Like I said, I'll probably write about it in details on which day correspond to which area of your life. And yeah, I hope you have fun if you try it. And yeah, I'll talk to you later, I guess. You guys have a good day. Bye.